this is me and this is what I want.
There's a lot of alcohol involved, and I'm not a person who really likes alcohol.
Yeah.
So then I decided, let me just do the DJing. I can see in their faces that they're surprised.
Yeah.
And I think that's my smoking gun
Yeah.
in terms of how I maneuver the industry.
It's just that morning you feel like, you know what, this would actually work.
It requires you to be less feminine for people to work with you. Some of the clubs would tell me like, please don't bring any people who are in the community.
You spoke about forgiveness. Have you healed?
I've healed.
Yeah.
I've healed. I think I've healed. I'm in beast mode. I'm over the whole situation. I'm in my bag.
Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
A warm welcome to another episode of The Real Queer Talk with myself, Tolo, the inimitable one, Mutaung. And thank you once again for making time to join me on this other exciting episode. Please do invite others to watch because the more you watch, the better, not only for me, but for others as well, to actually see what is it that we cover on this show. My guest today is known for his fly lifestyle and impeccable sense of fashion. I mean, always dripping on Insta. And of course, in real life, he is a professional DJ and I believe he is also an influencer. His name is Keith Mamba. Keith, good day.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good and excited that you could make it.
Oh, it's
Welcome
a
to the
pleasure
Real
to
Queer
be
Talk.
here. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm
Yeah.
finally happy that I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you could make it. I know that you are busy, and you know, once you invite somebody that is busy, you sort of, ish, would they make it? Would not make it? You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So I want us to start our conversation going really back, way back when you were
Okay.
young. Where was your childhood spent, and how was it like?
Okay, so my childhood, it's between two places. So I grew up between Swaziland and South Africa. So my mom is from Swaziland and my dad is from South Africa. So I was born in South Africa. So I was between the two places. So it was a very, it was a childhood of moving around a lot. I can say of instability, but in a good way.
Yeah,
It was sort of balancing, it was just always, I felt like I was always on the move, I was always busy. So that's pretty much my childhood. A comfortable home, comfortable family. That's it. Like
yeah,
praying family, religious family, and hard workers as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they are a product. I'm a product rather of who they are, if I can
Yeah,
put it that way.
incredible. I mean, when somebody looks at you, they could be thinking you're from Cape Town,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it's quite interesting that you are mixed in that sense, you know.
Yeah.
And how has that been for you? That you know it's both nations together.
It's been interesting. I don't want to lie. It's been interesting, but at the same time, it's not so nonchalant, if I can put it that way, because for me, being South African and also knowing the Swati culture and, the South African culture, I feel like it's almost similar. It's the same place. Like,
Yeah,
I think, people always ask themselves, why is Swaziland a different, like, why is it another country
yeah.
when it actually could just be part of South Africa or vice versa? Yeah, so it's pretty much the same. I didn't feel any sort of, change. But South Africa is different in a sense, like there's a lot of colorism in South Africa. I think that's when I first learned, oh, you're yellow bone or you're colored. Oh, there's Cape Town. That's how I first learned, oh, there's a place called Cape Town, because I used to go to Swaziland a lot. I used to enjoy being that side because most of my family is that side, if I can put it that way. Yeah, so it was interesting, but what people don't understand is also that my mom is a mixed breed. If I can put it, like, she's also mixed. She's colored. So I think that's why I take it from, I look more like my mother than I do with my dad. But yeah, there isn't that much of a difference in terms of culture and everything. There wasn't a culture shock in anything that I was doing, if I can put it that way.
And now we know you everywhere. How did you get to be so popular? Like, when you look back, what would you say? It's this, or it's at this point where I found myself getting to be known more.
I still I still ask myself that sometimes. But when I look at the history, I've always just been a person like, let me put it that way. I'm a very jolly person. I like being with people. So I used to tend to like go out a lot. And in that going out,
Socialite.
go out a lot. And in that going out, I used to meet like a lot of people who are already like influencers, they're already in the space, they're already in the industry. Then we end up forming some sort of friendship. We get along, you understand what I mean? So because we're always together with that person, then people would start taking a notice into me as well, especially for my fashion sense. I know, because they'll always say, yo, tell my friends, like, your friend dresses so nicely. So that's how it started. So because I was friends with most of the influencers, I think then people started getting to know me more. You understand, when I go to places. So I think then people started giving me that status, because I did not see myself in that manner to say, okay, I'm known, I'm a socialite. Then it just started that way. And obviously what is written in the blogs as well, obviously then it's like a viral effect, if I can put it that way. Then people start talking all those things that they're talking about.
And let's talk about your sense of fashion. Where does it come from? What inspires it? Like, if you wake up and going somewhere, is it planned prior, like days before, weeks before? It's just that morning you feel like, you know what, this would actually work.
And honestly, I just wake up in the morning and I just look at what I think. I'm just good with coordinating. That's what I think, that's my talent, because even like where I stay, the way I coordinate things, I'm very OCD as well. I think that helps, but I'm not very finicky. I have a specific, I think I have an eye for something that's nice as well. I'm like, okay, that's nice, that would look good. And also understand what looks good on me and doesn't look good on me as well. So I think that helps in terms of getting your fashion sense. Not only because something looks nice on you doesn't mean it's gonna look nice on me. You understand? So I think I just wake up in the morning, depending on my mood and how I feel. Okay, I feel like I'm happy today, let me wear a happy outfit. Or I'm relaxed today, let me wear a relaxed outfit. Or I want to party today. So I feel like my outfits is also a means of communicating with someone that I don't know. Like, some people can be like, are you going to a club? Because of the way that I'm dressed. So
That's incredible. That's incredible. I think that's also what inspired my look today, because I thought you are this kind of person.
The chain.
So I thought, let me just,
Love the chain.
But it's incredible. And I mean, one could have thought that you could be a stylist, a fashion designer, all of that. But you decided to be a professional DJ. Why that?
Okay, so how the DJing start, which is so weird, because I've always loved music. I've always loved music. I've always had an ear for music, I've always been up to date with the latest songs. Like, I know what's going to drop, what's coming and what's not coming, when it's coming. So I then decided one day to just do a braai with my friends, invited them over, and I created a playlist. When I created the playlist, my friends were more interested in the playlist than they were interested in the meat or in the food. So I was just like, why is everyone interested? They're like, yo, your songs, they're so nice. I've been shazamming, and you know what I mean? Then I realized over time, when when it's like an indoors event and something's happening and I ask to play, people really like my song selections. At that time, I was in my groove era.
Okay.
uh, groove era. So I did a lot of hosting. Even with that hosting, it's not something that I was into. It's someone who told me like, "Hey, yo, would you like to host a club?" and explained how it would work. And I was just like, I don't think that's me. I don't think it's something that I can do.
Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna enjoy it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I tried it. I enjoyed it a bit then there. So that's when I decided, you know what? I don't really like the hosting anymore because it's so time consuming for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't allow me to do multiple things, and there's a lot of alcohol involved, and I'm not a person who really likes alcohol.
Yeah.
So then I decided, let me just do the DJing, like the love of going out and entertaining people, so that to give them the same vibe
Yeah.
that my friends get when I do my playlists, give it to strangers as well. And that's
Yeah.
how it started. And it started as a hobby. And that's the other thing, as a hobby. Now it's like a career, it's like a thing.
Incredible, because it for me it sounds like it's a gift that you always had,
Yeah.
and you got to discover it, right?
100%. I think I always had the gift for media. I've always been interested in media, but it wasn't a practical thing for me to pursue it at that time because I was still young, I was still in varsity, I was still, and with the conversations that I'd be having with my family, they would be like, you know what, we understand you have a passion for this, but in order to accommodate us,
Yeah.
and the investment that we have done for you, like financially, please take this path. I was understanding in terms of where they're coming from. So I did that. I went to varsity, I got my degree, I got my job, I interned, I did the whole thing.
Yeah, by
The
the
whole thing.
book.
By the book. I did by the book.
Yeah.
But I think I got to a comfortable place where I was like, okay, now I can
It's
try to
time.
pursue what
Yeah.
I
Incredible.
want to do for myself.
Yeah. And what's that space like in terms of the challenges, and maybe also as a queer person, if that plays a role?
Oh, to be honest, it's very challenging because not only are you judged with how you look, it's also how you're dressed. Because I think you would notice there isn't a lot of, spaces that accommodate the LGBTQ community, if I can put it that way. There isn't a lot. So obviously, that's the first challenge. There isn't a lot of those spaces that accommodate that community. So it's a matter of, how can I put it? Being acceptable towards that community in terms of the way that I dress, in terms of the way that I walk, in terms of the way that I act, if I can put it that way. So it requires you to be less feminine for people to work with you, if I can put it, like, I'm just putting it how it is. It requires you to be like less feminine. Then that's when they allow you to be in those spaces, because you are, how can I put it, you're fitting the standard of like, okay, we can see you like this, but you're acceptable. It's fine. You understand what I mean? It's not fully inclusive, if I can put it that way. So it was that. And even I have struggles when I go to, when I'm trying to get some gigs, or my manager is trying to get me some gigs. Some of the clubs would tell me like, please don't bring any people who are in the community. We don't want people to think that this place is this type of place. And that's the challenge that you have. But because I'm so true to myself and true to I am, I normally cancel those type of gigs if they have those requirements, because I don't support that. Why are they not inclusive? I'm also a business myself. I'm operating as a business as you are as well, but you're going to tell me how to run my business. So it's a lot of challenges. It's really a lot, and it hasn't been easy. At Donala, it hasn't been easy, but because I fit the norms and I fit the standards, it tended to be a bit easy.
Sure. And I mean, it's interesting that you sharing this, because when one looks at your journey, I think you make it look easy.
I make it. I think I make it look easy because I'm one person who doesn't give up, and I articulate well. So when I get there and I'm sitting and I show them my professional side, because they're expecting this wild person, because normally that's how DJs are perceived, to be wild and adventurous. But I come because I'm also in corporate as well. Besides the DJing, I'm in corporate as an accountant. So I sort of took some skills that I've learned that side to apply them this side, and it's been working in my favor because when I sit there and I start articulating myself in a very professional manner, then I can see in their faces that they're surprised.
Yeah.
And I think that's my smoking gun
Yeah.
in terms of how I maneuver the industry.
Sure, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So when you prepare for your gigs, what are some of the most important things that you personally take into consideration? Because obviously it's your brand and you know how you want people to experience
Yeah.
you.
So I'm gonna be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Brutally honest. There's a lot of things I consider. I consider number one, the age group that I'm playing for. Number one, the race that I'm playing for. Number two, I also consider the time slot that I have. How
Okay.
long do I play?
Yeah.
And then from that, then I'm able to formulate then to see what will be working well for the crowd that I'm going to be performing for, because I understand that I have to be versatile. I can't be the same Keith and play what I like and what I enjoy. I have to also consider that I'm there to entertain a crowd.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And if I go into a place where that be a corporate event or a club and I play and those people don't stand up and dance, then for me, because I'm such a perfectionist, then I didn't do my job.
Have you
Then
had such moments though?
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise like
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
we work for a fall in line. We gon' give it our all until the end, until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
I've had such moments, I'm gonna be honest, but that's because I wasn't aware of the type of crowd that I'm playing for. Something in the formula that I'm using is missing.
Yeah.
For example, I would inquire like the type of race that normally goes there, that age group, and I'll be told some information, but it could be misleading.
Okay.
Where I'm told predominantly it's gonna be like a black people, and I know my black people like house, they love to dance, they love skicha. Here I am coming in ready with my skicha playlist. I get there, it's just white people. I'm like, oh my God. Where am I gonna start with this? But
Yeah.
funny enough, luckily, I like to store my music in the same USB. I always had the playlist that accommodates all type of races.
So there's always a plan B.
There's
It's
always
like,
a, so I
yeah.
decided to just go for plan B because I have music, but I would also just sneaking a bit of skicha there. Then the people would start dancing. I'd be like, oh, people are starting to, it's a lot of open-mindedness. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've been through that before. Yeah.
Yeah, the challenges of any job, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
you-
surprises when you don't expect them.
100%.
So I know you've dropped something recently. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
What did I drop?
Music?
Oh, I haven't dropped.
Not
So-
yet.
No, not
Okay,
yet.
I'm
So
ahead of my
taking-
time.
You're ahead of your time, yeah. So I wanted to drop, to be honest, I wanted to drop because I think it's such an amazing song that I've been working on. And I've been working with amazing people, talented people. I wanted to drop, but I had an aha moment where in one day we're able to sit in the studio and do 3 songs, and those songs were for me, they were up to par. And I'm thinking to myself, I have 3 songs already that I can put out and drop. Then I decided, let me do something special,
Okay.
something
Alright.
special for my people
Yeah.
and everyone.
Yeah.
They should anticipate this around my birthday. So that's when I think I should be dropping something. So I'm currently working on an EP. I'll just be dropping it
wonderful.
on my birthday. So that is my surprise to everyone.
Yeah.
That's my gift bag to say, let's dance.
Gee,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And-
And how is it like now starting to work for an EP?
now it really did put me in that focus mode, like
Uh-huh.
be focused. And it's such an amazing journey, I think, because it ties in so well with
Yeah.
my DJing career. So it's so fun because we cook, we
Yeah.
test at the club. Do people like it? No, they don't. We
Okay.
need to work a little bit more. We cook, we take it to the club. If people stand up to
Gee,
that
you
song,
smart.
then we know we have a hit. We have a
Yeah.
hit, we have a song. That's what I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm being
Yeah.
honest in terms
Yeah.
of how we do it.
Mm.
You understand? I've researched and I've looked at it that the odds of success are greater in the DJing field when you also are able to cook
Yeah.
the songs.
Yeah.
If you are able to produce, to sit for hours with FL Studio and not sleep, then the opportunities are better.
Any collaborations?
There are collaborations that I'm working on.
Uh-huh.
I cannot name right now because they're not set in stone, because I'm a person who likes paperwork. Until I
Okay.
can get a contract and it's signed,
Yeah.
to me, it's not yet a done deal. You understand what I mean? Remember when I said I'm taking that side and applying that side?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so there are some collabs you should expect, but I think I can name a few of the people that are in. So currently Mshumayeli 2.0 is in my album, or EP rather, that I'll be working on. We also have Faith, the MC, the person who normally MCs for me when I go to my gigs.
Okay.
So those are the type of people that I'm working with. But my sole focus is really just the youth that are talented, and not given the opportunities,
Yeah.
the opportunities to be out there and do more. And but in no way do I want to, how can I put it? In no way am I trying to utilize someone for their talents. It's a group effort. We all working together. I'm as invested. I sit there at night doing FL Studio like they doing it. So I think that's how they enjoy working with me as well, because I just don't sit and expect the job to be done.
Yeah.
I'm grooming them. If they're lacking a skill, I go outside to get someone to teach them where they're lacking, so that tomorrow as well they can have an asset that they can use to their advantage. You understand? So that's how I'm working. So yeah.
Anyone in particular that is local or international, quite popular, that you'd like to work with, whether it's now or
Yeah.
sometime in the future, and why would it that be but that person?
Um, I think the one person I would definitely love to work with, without a doubt, I think Gabza the Small, because looking at his history and where he's coming from, like when he used to hustle UJ, you understand? I know his history because I've always loved his music, and I was like, this guy's music is so consistent in a manner that you can tell that he does this himself. There is no ghost producer, there is no someone cooking the beats for him and is coming out as if he did the job, because you
Yeah.
get that a lot in the
Yeah.
industry as well. And that's where I started liking him a lot. So most of his music I like, and most of my sets there is quite a lot of Kabza in it as well. But yeah, I definitely look up to the gent. I think even when I look at my work, I rate myself against his work, because I
Okay.
want to be that great in terms
Yeah.
of the work that I produce. Am I ambitious? Of course I am ambitious.
Yeah.
Is it impossible? No, it's not. It can be done.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, you working. I must say, for a person that follows you, it shows, that you also very much intentional in terms of the direction that you
Yeah.
take, and
Yeah.
and how professional you can be. I'd like us to touch a bit on your personal life as well,
Okay.
because life is dynamic. There's the professional side and the personal side
personal
as
side,
well.
yeah.
And I think at the time when you now really started pushing, your gigs, and starting to create your own music, there was also a point when the other aspect of your life had hurdles, what, being in a space where you're not okay with your partner is everything that nobody would want to experience, or not even wish to or over anyone.
Yeah.
But for you at the time, it happened, and after that, what are some of the lessons that you found yourself learning from the experience?
Experience. Okay, I think what I learned a lot from this experience is that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I think that's the first, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. And the other thing that I've learned is forgiveness, to forgive, right? And the other thing I've learned, Guba, like I want to put it in English, but you know, I want people to understand. Ungabi na nembeza. How can I put it? Like, to not care what people say, to not care what people say about you. Don't let it affect you. Do not consume it. What someone can look at you and have an idea of who you are, or an assumption of who you are, but it doesn't mean that's who you are. You understand what I mean? Because a lot of people tend to reflect their insecurities on other people because they don't want to accept their insecurities. You understand what I mean? I know who I am. You understand what I mean? So I'm not going to now go cry in the corner and kill myself because you told me I'm like this and I'm like this. No, I'm not like that. I barely know you from a bar of soap. So why would I be affected with what you're saying to me? So that's what I've learned. And yeah, I think those for me were the biggest lessons so far. And it's helping me, I think, in the career that I'm in, because obviously I'm playing for a crowd and a lot of people that are going to have their opinions about me and what they think about me and how I should do my things. When I get that, I think I'm more professional, even, you know, it aches me or touches me in the wrong way. I'm be able to be like professional about it, to be like, I've been through worse. Let's move. Type of situation.
Is that why it was easier for you to go public about it? Because you had moments where you had lives to talk about it. But I think also for me, how courageous you were that whilst you were going through it, you could still post certain things, you know, sort of updates people that really care about you and your situation, to say, this is where I am, this is, you know, what's happening at this point.
You are spot on. You're spot on, because obviously I did get a lot of texts from people, but also people, I feel like there's a lack of understanding. That's the biggest problem. There's a lack of understanding, because I think people expect, I don't know how to keep explaining this. People expected me to go from point A. You understand? But the aspect of, I went to school, I have a degree, I have a job. You understand? But my lifestyle is 200K. You understand? But I'm earning, I'm being theoretical. I'm not like, you know, I'm earning, let's say, 20,000. Let me put it that way. How am I going to get to that? You understand? Now I have to get to a position where I work so hard that I can now cover the gap. It's just a matter of that. You understand what I mean? And I told myself that I can do it if I can be able to live that lifestyle. What's stopping me from living it again? And this time, it's me adding that difference, that value. And you get what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's the thing. That's why I also was comfortable to come public about it, because ezamindaba nifuna nizizwe ngabo. Not through the gossip pages. Ezam nizozizwa ngabo. You get what I mean? That's the narrative that, because I've seen also a lot of people who go through similar situations and they deactivate their accounts. They want to cry and sob like it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Your life is literally in your own hands and not in anyone's hands.
And the other aspect of it was that there were concerns about your friends in terms of their loyalty to you, because others leaked certain information. And like you rightfully say, that it's better that people hear from you than any other person for that matter. What did that mean to you?
That for me was a difficult one in terms of the friends, because unfortunately it's hard to navigate life without friends. It's very hard, because you meet someone who knows something that you wouldn't know. That's the whole reason of umuntu ngumuntu nabantu. Then we end up building friendships. Is everyone gonna be honest and loyal to you? No, because at the end of the day, we are people. And I think it's just that I have the mental capacity to understand that. You understand? But it doesn't mean now that I'm gonna hate everyone and not be friends with anyone. You understand? That person did whatever that they did out of malice. You understand? Out of malice, they had their own reasons, and that's fine. fine. Now I know who you are and how you feel about me. That's the difference.
So do you keep me around? Do you kick me out? Do we talk about it? What happens then?
It's a matter of I'm a very communicative person. Like, I like to communicate. We talk about it, and I tell you how I feel, and I tell you how I messed up. Because at the end of the day, and I'm even gonna tell you that I forgive you, because at the end of the day, you're gonna respect me.
Yeah.
Because you did something wrong, but even though you were wrong, I was still man enough to come and talk about it and say, this is how we can close it. This is how we can close that situation. Because I'm not in the business of holding grudges. My mom did not raise me like that.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not wrong, I apologize, just so that we're okay. Even when you see me tomorrow, you will greet me, because that utmost respect that you have for me, for taking my pride and putting it aside.
Yeah. And you spoke about forgiveness. Have you healed?
I've healed.
Yeah.
I've healed. I think I've healed. I'm in beast mode. I'm over the whole situation. I'm in my bag. Let me just say, I'm in my bag. I want to work. I want to have money. I want to have serious money. I want to have private jets. I'm in that mode right now.
And I just love how unapologetic you are about loving and pushing, just that soft life. Tell us about it, because I remember, like, you're very out
Am I
there about it.
intentional?
Like, look, this is me and this is what I want.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, sometimes you get judged for that.
Yeah, yeah. I understand, but I think as people, kuya ngokuthi uyithatha njani le ndzaba. For me, this is the standard that I'm holding myself to, and the standard that I need to meet. It's not even about that I'm bragging, but this is the standard. This is what I'm used to, and I should keep that standard. Me living that life in this manner that I'm living it forces to keep me accountable to that standard, so that I do not drop the ball.
Yeah.
Because this is the lifestyle that I'm used to. I mean, you get what I mean? But if I'm not then used to it, I'm gonna relax, because man, I'm comfortable with driving a bicycle. It's okay for me. I'm comfortable with staying emkhukhwini. It's okay for me. You understand what I mean? But if I'm comfortable with staying in a mansion and all I know is a Porsche, I'm gonna hold myself to that standard. I think it's definitely just a mindset thing.
Yeah.
And your outlook towards life, I guess.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. And your brand, I feel like you've been intentional in terms of how you've been building it, like you've shared now, your journey. Where is it going? Are we going to see you only as a DJ for taking different levels, or is there more to expect?
I think the brand is growing faster than I anticipated it to. I think. And I think people are definitely going to see more of me. I'm definitely going to be in the space, because I'm trying to break a lot of stereotypes as well.
Yeah.
Because I know there could be someone young who looks up to me, who's in the same situation, or who is in the same community as me, and doesn't know on how to navigate. So I think my brand right now is to create a blueprint. A blueprint that I can share with people in the community, to say, this is the blueprint that worked for me. Try it. It could work for you too. Because why must the other person struggle? The younger ones, why must they struggle? Because we don't want to share the blueprints. Why must they struggle? Go through the same issues as I did, when I can just give them the formula to say, this is how you get to the goal. You understand? So I think it's going to grow way too much in that sense, because not only am I focusing on Keith Da Mamba, the brand, but I'm focusing on also empowering the community that are struggling, the people that are, that are in the industry but are overlooked and are talented. It's not just about the Keith Mamba brand is not just about Keith Mamba. It's about people. It's about people and empowering people. And that's why I think my brand will continue growing, because overall, it just does not focus on one person, focuses on people and the betterment of people, if I can put it that way.
That's so incredible. That's so incredible. And you've recently came back from Swaziland for a very good and I would say powerful
Yeah.
initiative, because for me, I think it has great positive impact. Can you share with the viewers, what was it about, and also what inspired you to do it?
Okay, so uh okay, I went to Swaziland recently to do a donation to a school. What inspired it? Let me start with what inspired it. I've always had a giving heart. I've always had a giving heart, and I always told myself that, dude, once you make it and you reach a certain level in your life, or you get to a certain point or a certain age, you need to start giving back to the community. And I kept myself accountable to that, to a point whereby I thought of it. I tried to think about, okay, people see me as an influencer.
Yeah.
Why do I only have to influence people when it comes to gigs? Let me create a poster and tell people where I'm donating.
Yeah.
But in no means am I asking anyone to contribute. But I'm trying to create a culture whereby the other influencers can start influencing other individuals in that manner, where they're doing a good thing. They go all out in a manner that they would even when they're promoting their own business. You understand what I mean? I'm influencing people in the right way. Create that poster. I'm keeping myself accountable. In that poster, there's dates. The states, the schools, I have to. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of like, oh, let me just do this quickly. It's a matter of I'm influencing people the right way. And a lot of people reached out. They wanted to help. And now I want to take it to a bigger scale. So I was just giving food parcels to the kids, to the struggling communities. I was looking at the fact that also it's a Good Friday. I also wanted the other families to have like a warm meal, a good Friday without any stress, relaxed. And yeah, and I'm shocked at myself that I was able to do that. I'm quite shocked because every day I was praying to God, give me strength, God, because I want to do this. And I think God gave me the strength and the fuel to do it. And it's done. And I've given back to the community. And it's just the beginning. I think I'll be able to do more with how I'm moving and the hard work that I'm putting in. So me coming back home at 4 a.m., it's not in vain.
Yeah. No, congratulations for the first one, and I wish you all the best with many more to come.
Thank you so
because you changing lives. I mean, one child would one day grow up as an adult, and they'll remember that day, and for them,
100%.
they will also do the same or even more.
100%.
Yeah. But this is how we actually wrapping up our
Okay.
discussion. And I wish to thank you once again for making it through. But I've got 3 questions that I want you to answer quickly.
Oh no.
Yeah. Shades or caps?
Shades.
Okay. Gin or bubbles?
Gene.
Gin. All right.
No.
Eh?
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
I
lied.
like how you remember that.
Yeah, bubbles.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
All right. Austin Martin or Porsche?
Definitely Austin Martin.
Okay. All right.
Definitely Austin.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. It shows that you're a lifestyle kind of person.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So, next vacation, where to?
I was thinking the Maldives. I wanted to go to the Maldives, but I had to donate. So now I have to work hard so I can go to the Maldives. Yeah, Maldives is my next destination. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And there it is. You've heard it for yourself from the incredible Keith Da Mamba. Is Keith Da Mamba on
Keith Da
Instagram.
Mamba.
On Instagram.
No, Instagram it's Keith_Mamba.
Okay.
Keith Da Mamba is my stage name.
Oh, okay. There. He said it better than I could. But thank you so much for making time to join us. Remember, on Dreamstream, you can watch us there from the app, and you're welcome to send me messages via DM. I am at Tolo_Mdaung on Instagram, so we can have a chat and take it further. And also then on YouTube, it is The Real Queer Talk. Until the next one, keep well. Make sure that you do share with others, of course, and let us know what you think, and also what is it that you'd like to see more.